What's up, guys? It's Ivan. In this video, I want to give you my review on the book Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, revised edition by Robert Cialdini. I actually got this book on the audio, so I listened to it. It was a 10-hour audio. I did speed it up to 1.5 to get the full thing through. But the book is about 350 pages. So in this video, what I want to do is kind of tell you why this book is important, why you may need this, and then what the book covers exactly. I'll give you some examples, real-life examples of websites that are employing principles in this book, and I will tell you how I employed the principles in this book, and then I'll tell you kind of how I managed to change the way I thought after reading or listening to the book, and not just having to memorize the principles, but actually change the way I thought, okay? So let's get into it. You may notice I'm wearing a little hat here, and that's because my hair is too long. So I just came back from vacation. I don't want to cut my hair, so wearing a little hat, too much work to kind of gel it back all the time. So with that out of the way, let's jump in. Let me go to slideshow and click on from beginning. So the Psychology of Persuasion, revised edition by Robert Cialdini. So this book is important because persuasion is used in every aspect of your life. It's not only selling. So if you're here not only because you've been following my channel, which was affiliate marketing, this will benefit you as well. This book can literally benefit any single person in the world because you use persuasion everywhere. You use persuasion when you talk to your kids, your wife, your friends, your professors, your workmates, your boss, anyone. Whenever you want someone to do something for you, or you want to persuade them of an idea, you need to use these persuasion tactics, right? Now, this is especially useful, of course, in marketing and online marketing. Why? Because you do this as a job, right? If you are working as a janitor, cleaning holes, you don't need to really sell anything there, right? You just mop, right? Whereas if you're working in online marketing, the goal is to sell literally 24/7. So this book is especially useful if you're in marketing and if you're trying to sell. So in the book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, the idea is that we have these mental shortcuts that we use to function, right, in our everyday life. So you know about stereotypes. I'm not going to get into that, but that is a shortcut. A stereotype is a shortcut. So creating this shortcut saves us a lot of time and energy. If we had to constantly think and analyze about some new idea, some new topic every single time it came up, that would take a ton of mental energy, okay? And as the scientists say, we just wouldn't be able to function. So we need to create shortcuts. So in this book, he gives us kind of these 6 psychological shortcuts. So they are principles, but why do they work? They work because they're shortcuts. They're like stereotypes that people use to make decisions. And we can take advantage of them in order to make our sales, right? So for example, as an example, testimonials. Why are testimonials useful? Well, because they're shortcuts. They're social proof. People, when they look at some new topic or some new product or service, instead of analyzing and doing the research and kind of looking at every single aspect of that product, what they do is they see what other people say. Because it's easier. Hey, if other people say it's good, it must be good, right? If other people say it's bad, it must be bad. That's a shortcut we use. Are testimonials 100% accurate? Absolutely not. You probably know from experience there's a ton of fake testimonials. There's people taking advantage of this, right? And there's people that they put up bad testimonials, but it's biased. It's bad because of some personal hatred between that user and the product, right? So you can't always trust testimonials, and that's why kind of these salesmen they take advantage of that, right? Because it's a shortcut that we use. So the author here in this book, he discusses these 6 principles. So they are the reciprocity rule, which means, if someone gives something to you, you would want to give something back. You feel this little obligation, no matter what, whether it's an item you want or don't want, whether you like the person or you don't like the person, you feel indebted. You want to give something back. Commitment, consistency. If you already committed to something, you want to carry on with that. And as a basic example, I have a friend that kind of, he does some things sometimes irrationally, and then after he does that, he stands up for what he did. He doesn't let go. And that's because of this commitment, right? He doesn't want to seem like an idiot after he already did that thing that he did, this little outcry, right? He doesn't want to say, oh yeah, I was stupid, I shouldn't have done that. He wants to maintain that consistency, and even though he knows he's wrong, he knows he shouldn't have done that, he still backs himself up, right? Because he's already committed to that action. There's social proof, obviously testimonials. Now, some of these things you may say, well, yeah, obviously social proof, obviously liking, obviously, exclusivity. In the book, so what the book teaches you is not only how to apply these principles with numerous scientific experiments, but also how to combat them as well. So Robert Cialdini provides you with numerous social experiments, and he tells you why exactly and how exactly they were effective for these 6 principles. And he also tells you how to combat them. So if someone uses the reciprocity principle on you, how do you say no if you don't want that product? Now, this is useful not only if you're a buyer, but also actually if you're selling, because it's useful to know what the other person on the other side is thinking and what he could be employing as well. Right? So liking, he goes into detail here. What are some ways you could be liked? He goes into details about authority. As you may know, the famous Milgram experiment, where people weren't afraid to deliver really high voltage shocks to their victims. Look up Milgram experiment if you haven't heard of it. But it's insane. It's crazy. And the factor that the scientists have determined contributed to that was authority. And then there's exclusivity. Again, he gives proof and he gives details as to what specific type of exclusivity is most effective. Is it saying, hey, there's only 1 cookie left? Or is it saying, hey, there were 10 cookies, but now there's 1 cookie left? Which one of those is more effective? He gives you concrete examples. He gives you numerous different ways which could be more effective in terms of each individual principle, okay? So let's look at some real life examples. So I've looked at a few websites and I've kind of linked them to here so that I could show you. So remember the 6 principles we had, right? I'll go over them with you here. So let's look at this one. This one is expert secrets. So over here, at the beginning video, Russell Brunson starts you off by saying you're great at what you do, right? So what this does is this increase our likability to him for a bit, because it's a compliment. Whether it's fake or not, it doesn't matter. He starts off on the right foot. He starts off with something positive. So that is our factor 4 here, right? Liking. We already have this like towards him already. Where were we here, right? So that's one of the principles he's using. Let's look at something else. So how about this? Get your free copy. How about that? What is that? Reciprocity. He gives you something for free, right? And normally what they do here is they throw in some other stuff in as well. In this case, it's just the book. But hey, he's giving you something for free. So what happens is after you read this, and maybe if you find value, you're going to feel indebted to him. You're gonna want to, whether you know this or not, subconsciously, you're going to say, hey, I want to give something back, right? And what are you going to do? You're going to buy other products, right? Reciprocity rule, giving you something for free. Let's look at something else. Let's see here. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Exclusivity, right there, right at its finest. Now, if you would have read the audiobook or listened to the audiobook and read the actual book, you may find that maybe saying something like, hey, there were 5,000 copies, but now there's only 200 left, may have been much more effective than this. Now, I trust Russell Brunson, right? He probably knows what he's doing, but that's basically the level of detail that the book will teach you, right? So one of the things it says is that, for example, saying that you were at X and now you're at X minus a certain amount is more effective than just flat out saying, you have 5,000 copies left, right? So, but basically here's the principle of exclusivity at its finest there, right? And look at that, proof, boom, okay? So here you can see Russell as the authority figure, and here he's speaking, and he's in the video, he talks about how, he's been there, but now he's here, right? Authority, you trust him. And then if you see here, right, you see everyone kind of looking at you, and you're inferring that it's, something to do with this book. So this book must be great. Now that's actually an example of social proof, but authority you can see here, right? Russell Brunson's looking at all those people, and Russell Brunson's teaching here. So he's this figure that people are looking up to. He's got authority, okay? So that was this one here. authority. You can change the ability. Okay, so take a look at this. Here you see testimonials, social proof, right? The shortcut that we just discussed. So the shortcuts really span the rest of the page, but yeah, there's a ton of these testimonials, this social proof saying that, hey, this book is great. Why don't I buy it as well? Okay, so that's about it. The only one that we didn't really cover is commitment consistency, but that really falls in line with reciprocity because what happens here is when you sign up for this, I mean, look at how much information you have to fill. That's a lot of work, right? That's what they call micro commitments. You put all this in, you click yes, I want this free ebook. You get the ebook. That's a commitment. You've already committed to it. So guess what? Now you're going to like this product more, right? Because you've committed to it. You said yes, I like it. Remember, like the example I told you about my friend who sometimes has these outbursts and then he just defends himself. He knows it's wrong. Same thing here. Even if the book didn't provide you the same value that you were expecting, you will still like it more and you will still defend your action for buying it, and you're more likely to buy more products. Okay, so there's commitment there. So here we've covered all of our 6 principles in this page, right? That he's employing. Now, Russell Brunson's got a ton of successful businesses, so he probably knows what he's doing, and that's in line with this book, right? So let's look at another example. Let's look at Jason Hornang. This guy manages Facebook ads for a ton of the big online gurus out there, Mike Dillard, Neil Patel, and he's got this promotion here for Facebook Profit Maximizer. I did use this program myself, so I did pay to use this Facebook Bootcamp. I'm actually not sure if that's the same one. I think so. But basically here I just pulled up something that he's selling, and that is, I think, the webinar to that Facebook Bootcamp session. Okay, so here, as you can see, exclusivity, right? This webinar will start it's an exclusive offer. It's not going to last forever. So exclusivity, your shortcut says, hey, it's not there for long. There's competition for this product. I better get on it ASAP. Okay, now there's no testimonials here on this particular page, but if we look at all the other cases here, they are there. So let's look at reciprocity and commitment. Claim your free, right? Here's this free webcast, and then it also says claim your spot and instantly download this Facebook traffic conversion process map. So this one's also free. Look at all these free things he's giving you. What an awesome guy. I feel indebted, right? I want to give back to him. So that's that. And then same with commitment. Once you commit and once you actually stay for the entire webinar, which was, I think, 1.5, 2 hours, you're hooked, right? You've spent so much time, so much energy, you gotta try it out. Now, obviously, these things don't work on everyone the same, but they're psychological principles, like I said, shortcuts that help you out a bit, okay? And Jason Hornang, really trust this guy, really good. He was first recommended to me by Miles Beckler. He's got a YouTube channel as well. I'll link it down below. But Jason Hornang is one of the people I trust because this guy, in his videos, he doesn't talk like waste time. He gets straight to the point from point A to point B in his videos, like right away. He does not waste time at all, which a lot of other people do. I will not point names. There are people that do that. 5 minutes of content, 55 minutes of, yeah, you should do this. We should do this. By the way, you need to be committed. Like I know that stuff, dude. I just need to get to the point. Okay. Anyway, enough on that. So social proof, like I said, there's no social proof there. Liking, there's not actually much liking here either. There's nothing really like there's no video of him yet here, but he'll do that on the webinar. Jason Hornang here relies on his big kind of reputation as the Facebook ads guru. He doesn't need to put in that much effort, right, into his pages in order to convert. The guy's really good. We all know it. There's that. Authority, of course, you see the authority figures. You see both of them here, right? If you don't know Jason Hornang, you would probably know Mike Dillard if you're in the internet marketing field. And I mean, that's authority, right? You see the two of them together. You see he's the host. He's working with Jason. You know, wow, you've got to be on it, right? That's what you think. And exclusivity, as we discussed. So that's kind of the examples for those things. Let's go to the next page. Let me see. From current slide. So after you finish reading a good book, you should see a change in the way you think, okay, without having to memorize anything. And that if you can do that, and if you can read 100 books, you're well on your way to success. Because a lot of the times, and myself included, you read books and you kind of have to memorize the ideas there, and sometimes you forget, you don't use the ideas. It's a book that's wasted. But if you can immediately read a book and kind of have it in your mind change the way you think, that is awesome, right? Because you've gained 100% value from that book. So for example, after I read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, I think this was in grade 8 summer. Not a joke, my entire perspective changed. I was this kid that was kind of aggressive, kind of rude, kind of, don't talk to me, don't do that. No joke, seriously. But then I immediately, like sun and moon, like day and night, huge result. I remember sitting in the library in grade 8. This was in the public library. I was volunteering there. I was stacking books, and we were doing. I was sitting with another volunteer. We were giving away like coupons for kids that read books. It was like a $10 coupon or something for kids that read like 10 books or something, like Bookworm, something like that. And I remember her telling me, right, that this is something I still remember to this day. I remember she was saying, yeah, you know what, I really love Harry Potter. Now, before reading the book, what I would have said was, yeah, really, I hate Harry Potter. I don't like it at all, right? Not a big fan of Harry Potter. Please don't get offended. But you know what? At that time, I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything, and I didn't have to remember these techniques. I kind of like it just came naturally, and I just thought to myself, why would I say something if it's not nice, right? Seriously, that was a big game changer for me, and ever since then, I also started using other techniques. I started remembering names. I started giving compliments. I started genuinely caring about people, right? And I don't know why, but for some reason that book had a 0 to 100% effect on me. So the point I'm trying to get across here is that hopefully the Psychology of Persuasion will do the same as it did with me. So in my case, the Dale Carnegie's book helped me, but the influence, the Psychology of Persuasion helped me as well. It changed the way I think, right? And when I try to employ these 6 principles, not only like can I see what the salesman is doing to me, but when I'm selling, I automatically use these principles. I automatically put them on my page, and I think, you know what? I can't really do without these guys, right? These guys are really important to sell. And if I don't do it, then there must be a reason why I'm not employing a particular technique. Maybe I employ it later on, but I know in my mind I need these to sell, all right? And if I go to the next page here, just wanted to give you an example. So I was in Punta Cana last week, Dominican Republic. I was playing beach volleyball, and my team, we had 3 people, the other team had 4 people, so we needed an extra person on our team to play 4-on-4. Now, what I would have done before listening to Influence the Psychology of Persuasion is I would have just called out to everyone. I would have said, hey, everyone, we need 1 more person, someone come down and play, right? That's the easiest thing to do. That's easy to do. You just shout out once and someone comes in. Now, if you read the book, Influence the Psychology of Persuasion, or listen to the audio, you know that that's not how that works due to this concept of social proof. So they give you examples and they say that if you need help, you need to look at each individual person and ask them to help you. Because if you look at everyone, then everyone will think that someone else will help. One of the examples he gave in the book, a woman was being chased by a person with a knife who stabbed her many times. He was chasing her for 35 minutes. And there were onlookers that were looking, but they didn't do anything. For 35 minutes, this guy was chasing this woman, and she was calling out for help, but no one did anything. The onlookers, there were I think about 40 people that were seeing this for the entire 35 minutes, they didn't do anything. Why? Not because they were evil people, but because they thought that someone else would call, right? And that's the problem. If she were to somehow look at some individual person and say, hey, you, call for help, call 911 right now, research shows that that would have helped her get the help. And that's what I did with volleyball. And the results, we had 3 new people join. We played a 5-on-5. If I would have called to everyone, I doubt anyone would have joined, right? Based on the scientific evidence provided. So that's the way in which kind of this thing helped me. Now, obviously, this is only social proof, but there's other elements in which this book has helped me. And the way I found value from this was by writing down the big ideas as I listened to the program, the entire 10 hours of it. I wrote down the ideas and the examples that I found interesting, because those are the examples that really stick in your mind. I still have some examples that really stick in my mind that are really cool. I really recommend you check this book out if just for any reason. This is a must-have book. in your life if you want to live, right? Because you need to persuade in any aspect of your life. And after I finished everything, so after I finished the program and wrote everything down, I used to think, I started thinking, you know, in this sales pitch or in this kind of offer, what is the person using? Which one of those 6 principles are they using? If I wanted to sell something to my mom and ask her to do something, what principle would I use? Or this person didn't sell or didn't buy something from another person, why was that? What principles did they use? What principles did they not use? What could they have tweaked, right? Think about this stuff and that becomes ingrained in your head. And now I think like these principles, right? I've basically got the book in me, right? And I'm still learning, right? I'm not saying I'm done, but what I'm trying to tell you is this book will help you change the way you think. So that is my review on the book Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. I will have my affiliate links to products I discuss down below. Yes, I will make a commission, but it is at no cost difference to you. You still pay the exactly same price. So I hope this was helpful. Really good book, really recommend it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. If you read the book or you didn't, you know, share your comments, share your thoughts. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought about what I said. And if you have any experiences you want to share as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. For those of you that have subscribed, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.